Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Daisy. Today I'm going to be reading my subscribers' Duendes stories. So if you love the topic or want to hear more about the topic, make sure to grab your snacks, grab your cobija, and let's get straight into it. So let's begin with story number 1. Hi Daisy, I really wanted to send you my story because I'm still terrified to this day. You see, many years ago my grandmother saw El Duende. If you don't know who he is a horrendous little creature that has the ability to take the shape of a random person and likes to scare or kidnap people, but mostly young women. He likes to appear as a little child, and that's exactly what happened to my grandmother. When she was young, she went outside to check something at night. She wasn't scared, but saw a little boy that she describes as un niño pequeño, gordito y precioso. Cuando lo vi, no le pude quitar los ojos de encima. Necesitaba seguirlo. A little boy, chubby and cute. When I saw him, I couldn't take my eyes off of him. I needed to follow him. And yes, she started following that thing without thinking twice. But she heard her mother screaming, terrified to the bone, and begging her to come back. She ran and grabbed my grandmother, telling her that the creature is El Diablo, trying to take her. She says that she could hear El Duende screaming in anger, desperately saying stuff she didn't understand at all. Many years after, she went with her cousins to the lake to wash some clothes, but she heard something, a sweet sound coming from the trees. Someone was playing a violin. It was a wonderful melody, but she immediately knew it was not something good. She felt a horrible vibe. She tried to see who was playing that instrument, but she could only see a silhouette of a small human with scary large arms. She started screaming and telling her cousins to get out of there as fast as possible, and all of them got home safely, but terrified. She said nothing ever happened after that, but here comes my part of the story. When I was 12, I went to a very old pueblito where my mother and most of my family were raised. We decided to spend the night in the family house, and one night I remember seeing a silhouette of a child in the window. I felt a horrible vibe, but decided to just ignore it and sleep. The next day, I think I heard someone laughing at the distance the entire day. I decided to ask my mother, but she said that she didn't hear anything. So I thought it was only my mind playing tricks on me. Hours later, I decided to visit a cousin that lived nearby. We talked and walked around the park for a few minutes. Then she started to look confused and asked me, ¿No escuchas un instrumento como un violín por aquí? I got really confused because I couldn't hear anything. But then I started to remember my grandmother's stories and connected the dots. If I could describe to you the amount of fear I felt at that moment, words would just not be enough. I tried telling my mom, but she doesn't believe me. Years have passed by, but I'm still terrified something else will happen. I don't know, what do you say? Thank you for reading this, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for writing in, and I hope you have an amazing day as well. I believe it to be duendes. What do you guys think? I mean, connect the dots like she said. I think that you definitely experienced what your grandma experienced. I'm just connecting the dots the same way you are. It sounds to me que eran duendes for me. My take on that. But what do you guys think? Let us know down below, because I'm curious on what you guys can possibly think this was. But thank you so much, girl. I hope you have an amazing, blessed day. Thank you so much for writing in, girl. I appreciate you so much. Now moving on to our second story. Hi, my name is Jade, and I've been binge watching all of your videos. I love them all. Thank you so much. I do not take that lightly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support, everyone's support. I'm so blessed to have you guys a part of my life now. Like, it's surreal. It really is. But anyways, thank you so much. But I got a story for you that's not for me, pero de mi abuela, my grandma, on my mother's side. Her first experience with a duende. It was in Michoacan, Mexico, around 10 p.m. in the early 1960s, I think. My abuela Sonia was arguing with her mom. I'll give you a bit of her backstory. My abuela Sonia has always been very toxic and abusive with her own mom and my mom when she was younger. Sonia would say a lot of hurtful things and would be very disrespectful. That being said, let's continue with the story. While Sonia and her mom were arguing, Sonia said to her mom that she wished she never existed and that she hated her own mother. That night, my abuela Sonia ran away. While she was walking, she had passed under a bridge. She noticed something peer out. She saw whatever it was had a pointy hat. So my abuela instantly knew it was a duende. I'm not sure if it's different for every family, that duendes have different meanings from them, but in my family we believe duendes come out when there is negativity around or someone has hatred in their heart. My abuela was terrified that she ran back to her house. While she ran, she heard the laughs of the duendes. I say duendes because another one showed up. As she ran towards her house, she saw multiple duendes together, around 9 to 10 of them. She felt pebbles being thrown at her and some hit her face, leaving some scratches. She made it back to her house safely and never ran away again. To this day, she still had the scar on her cheek from the pebbles, but she passed away in the beginning of April of this year due to COVID. I wanted to share a story about her with you. Rest in peace, Abuela Sonia. Jade. Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Oh my god, that's so sad that, COVID has been... Oh, so many people have lost their loved ones because of COVID, my family included. It's such a sad thing, and I'm sure these holidays were very difficult for many people. So I am sending prayers and light your way because it's difficult. But thank you so much for sending in that story. Wow, I honestly knew que eran traviesos los duendes. I knew that they were troublemakers, but like they were sounding evil, and now reading your guys' stories, I think they're more... I'm now inclined that they're evil. Point, period, and blank. Maybe there's like one or two that are nice, but I'm pretty sure they're evil. But thank you so much, Jade, for sharing in your story and sharing in a little story de tu abuela Sonia. Thank you so much. Now moving on to our next story. Hi Daisy, my name is Dani and I'm from Guerrero, Mexico. I wanted to share with you something very scary that happened to me almost a year ago in a very small ranchito where my dad's side of the family lives. One day, me and my cousin decided to go swing in the river. We had to go walking and it was kind of far from the house where we were staying in. Once we got there, we went into the cabaña, a big house my uncle made very close to the river. From the cabaña, you could see the puente where everyone went swinging. My cousin kept telling me to go over there because it would be fun to jump over the rocks and that it would be better over there since the current wasn't as strong. I kind of didn't want to go because I didn't feel like it was a good idea, but she kept insisting. So I just went with her so she could be quiet. So ya que íbamos en camino, now that we were on our way, I kept hearing a whistle. I thought it was weird because I was hearing it very close to me. I asked my cousin if she could hear it, but she said no. I ignored it and kept moving on. It got to a point where I was very tired and I felt like I was never going to get to the puente. I sat down for a little while and my cousin kept moving in front of me. I was still hearing the whistle, but I just didn't want to say anything because I thought it was all in my head. When I got up to go on, I felt something hit me on my back so hard that I fell on a rock and hit my knee. I screamed because it hurt and my cousin turned around and started laughing, thinking I slipped on a rock since they were really slippery. I told her that I felt something hit me and she told me to stop lying. I was not lying. I felt it. I went on my way and completely ignored the fact that I just felt something hit me. When we were halfway there, I felt it again and I fell again on that same knee. My knee started bleeding a lot, so by this time I was so fed up and just wanted to go back home at this point. We started moving fast because it was starting to get dark. We got to the puente and just sat there in the water. We were just staring at the sunset when I heard the whistle one more time. I asked her if she heard it and she told me, "Ya Daniela, deja de decir eso. Sé que me estás tratando de asustar. Stop telling me that, you're trying to scare me." I told her I wasn't trying to scare her, that I kept hearing a whistle from some time now. She then told me that we should start heading home because she started to get scared. So we started heading back home, but at this point it was dark. I was feeling very tired and couldn't feel my feet anymore. I felt my body very heavy for some reason. We stopped at my cousin's who was selling food. We ordered and we sat there and chatted with my aunt. My aunt told me I looked pálida, pale, and she asked if I was okay. I told her I was tired and that I felt weird. I started feeling kind of dizzy when I told her that. She then told me to tell my mom when I got home to sobarme con un huevo, and she proceeded to tell me that there were chaneques en el río, ya que allí era la poza de los chaneques. She told me that back then they used to play around with one of my cousins. She explained how they would do that to weak people, and I was very anemic. She gave us food that we ordered and we went on our way. I dropped off my cousin at her house and went on my way to mine. I felt like I wasn't going to make it. I was just feeling very dizzy, but I made it home. I sat at the dinner table, I opened my food, and went up to the fridge to get a water bottle from the freezer. I sat back down and the water bottle fell under my chair. Keep that in mind. My mom walked in the kitchen and I started to tell her what happened. She got so scared that she quickly went to get an egg para sobarme. I was feeling very bad now. Me empezó a sobar and she told me that she felt me very hot. When she was sobando, I felt something pushing me away. I don't know how to explain exactly what I felt though. But after that, I felt unconscious for a little bit. When I opened my eyes, I saw something so weird that I get chills to this day just thinking about it. It was like a very small duende, and it was naked. It had very big ears and a very big nose. I screamed and yelled for my mom. My dad went running into the kitchen and turned on a cigarette según that makes them go away. My dad then grabbed the water bottle under that chair and the frozen water was now completely melted. They took me to the room and put tobacco with alcohol all over my body, and they both started praying over me. Is that it? No way. I need to know more. What? Dani, you left me hanging. I needed to know more. What the heck? Well, I'm glad that you're okay. Clearly, you're writing this story in, so that makes me feel a lot better. Wow. I'm shook. That was intense. I thought duendes were traviesos only, but no, clearly they're out here trying to suck out your energy for their own, apparently. I've been deceived. But thank you so much for writing in. You left me hanging, pero de todos modos, I appreciate you nonetheless. But thank you so much, Dani. I love you, and I hope you're doing okay. And if you have any more stories, send them my way. But thank you so much. So now for our last story. Hi Daisy, I am from Texas, but I came to Juarez to help take care of my grandma. While staying here, I have become close with a neighbor that lives a couple houses down. My neighbor began telling me that she recently has been experiencing some strange things in her house. She says that she sometimes hears voices, but the strangest thing is that she says that she feels like she's going to die. I have attached an audio that she sent me so you can hear it from herself. Everything that she said has left me speechless. Would love to know what you think. Take care, girl. Okay, so I can't play that audio right now on my laptop because my speakers don't work. So I'll have that playing right now for you guys.
En el cuarto de... Tú vas a decir que estoy loca o yo no sé, que estoy mal de la cabeza, pero yo sentí que me daba un infarto. Sentí que me moría. Yo sentí que ella tenía una pata en el panteón. No me vas a creer, pero vi que salió dos duendes del baño de... Dos duendes salieron del baño y se me arrimó uno y me dijo, estaba testeando con él, no estaba dormida, como para decir, fue una pesadilla o algo. Salieron los dos duendes y uno de ellos me dijo, ¿quieres dinero? ¿Quieres dinero? Y yo me puse el celular en la cara y le dije, no quiero nada, váyanse. Pero sentía que los dientes se me iban a salir del susto. Me agarré temblando toda, sentía que mi corazón se me paraba de miedo. Ahora en la mañana me quedé dormida aquí en el sillón. Me dormí aquí en el sillón en la sala porque ya no me meto en el cuarto de... No me meto en el cuarto de... porque pues me da miedo. Me acosté en la sala y sentí que me metieron las manos por abajo del cuerpo y me levantaron para arriba. Ahí sí te puedo decir que puede ser que mejor estaba dormida. Soñé, puse el rosario porque no me lo sé y me agarré rezando en el rosario. Tenía más sueño que nada, pero con mucho miedo porque sentí en el viento que estaba en el viento. Dije, ay Dios mío, ¿quién estaba en casa? ¿Qué estará pasando? ¿Qué? ¿Por qué me pasan? Porque fueron seguidos, todo eso fue seguido. Eso de los duendes fue la otra semana. Y ahora aquí en la sala esto. No. Dije, ay, Dios mío, ya me iré a morir, que veo tanta cosa, porque oigo como murmuraciones, como voces así atrás de mí. O me estoy volviendo loca también, ¿verdad? Siento como que alguien está hablando atrás de mí, me susurran atrás, yo para atrás sin nada. Oigo que me gritan, que hay alguien adentro y que me gritan y contesto, mande, o que en la calle, que me hablan y salgo corriendo y no es nadie. Oigo claramente que me hablan. ¿Será por tanta preocupación? ¿O en verdad me estoy volviendo loca? ¿O algo hay en esta casa? Algo hay. No sé, pero pues, ¿verdad?
After hearing the audio, I swear, you guys, I'm gonna go to sleep with my mom because you guys have scared me with your duende stories. I'm over here thinking they're just traviesos, but apparently not. But this poor woman, you know, she's over here thinking that she's going to die because of all of these encounters, which is really weird. She's hearing voices. It seems as if she doesn't experience these things, and all of a sudden, like in a span of 2 weeks, like things are coming out. Like, I want to know, does she normally experience this? But hopefully whatever she is feeling is wrong, and tell her to light up a cigarette, because apparently in the last story, they said that a cigarette makes duendes go away. What the heck? Like, the more you know. But that was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys got spooked out like I did. I'm gonna go sleep with my mama now, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.